What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. Means we're talking all sports, but only Houston, Texas talk today. As you can see, if you look around, we're going to get into the 5 factors you need to look out for in the Texans versus Baltimore Ravens game this Sunday on my birthday. Yes, shameless plug. You want to support the channel? Y'all hit that cash out. But make sure you hit that like button first. Make sure you hit that subscribe button first. Become a fresh ingredient. You need to subscribe. And again, your opinions are wanted. Make sure you leave some drip in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, maybe I missed a point. Maybe you think there's a factor of the 5 that is more important. And make sure you stay tuned to the very end, because you know how the top 5s go, that we always drop a bonus on you again. So stay tuned to the very end of the video. A little bit of extra for you. A little bit of extra flavor, a little bit of extra sauce. Let's stop wasting time, man. Let's get into win it right now. So, number 5, it's 5-1. That's how this whole thing works. And again, don't forget, if you want to catch us live during the game, I know people always ask about live reactions and, participate live. We join the Patreon or become a super saucy member on this channel. We will add you to our Discord. We watch the game live. We kick it like Sauce Nation, everybody live in effect. Talk a lot of trash, a lot of shit. You don't want to miss it. Join at that $5 tier or higher. Shameless plug again. Number 5. No fans in the stands, right? And it's a good and a bad thing, I guess, because, when you make those big plays and things like that and hear that crowd go crazy, I'm a firm believer in energy and the power of energy. Like, those things motivate and inspire. There's going to be a lot of cardboard people in the stands. It's whatever, neither here nor there. If you like it, cool. If you don't, I completely understand. But again, so like I said, the good and the bad about that is there's no excuse, for the offense not to operate. It's not crowd noise, and there's you don't have that to rely on. But at the same time, there's that lack of home field advantage, right? But if you watch Texans game, if you're a Texans fan, you obviously know this. Like, the Texans don't carry a home field advantage anyway. You watch Texans games, a lot of the time you see the opponents. It seems like they're in there just as deep. Sometimes it doesn't seem like Texas fans really provide that much of an advantage. So without the fans, I'm just curious to see what it's going to look like. I don't think it's going to be a huge dramatic thing. I know some Texas players thought there would be fans in the stands this game, but I think they said they're working on sometime in October to make that happen. But we saw week 1, Kansas City had some fans there. There will be no fans this game. Going to be kind of weird as a Texan fan, but we'll see what happens. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the 4th factor to focus on: football, follies, phonetics. I'm just making stuff up. Let's get to number 4 right now. All right, so number 4, man, the tight end turnstile. And what I mean by that is, you let go of Jordan Thomas, a guy who's seen the field for you, has a little bit of experience, big body, in favor of Kahale Warring, right? Warring stashed on IR all last year. We've all been excited to see what the potential is. Guy gets like a couple of snaps in the Chiefs game and is back on the IR. Now, I know there's like a 3-week minimum. And so, even though there probably were never plans from last year, you're like, technically, this guy's going to miss at least 19 games to start the career, right? So, I don't know how that makes you feel this way or that way. Is it worth it? You can't go get Thomas because he was protected on the Arizona practice squad. It's weird how many Texans players left recently and then went to Arizona. But so my thing is, I want to know in the comments, I want you to tell me how you think. Do you blame Billy O for making a bad decision? Is it kind of one of those just a fact of life type situation where you can't help it? Sometimes shit happens and you just can't predict that. Or would you have been more confident in having Thomas, a bigger body guy, knowing you got a guy like Aiken who can be a playmaker? And fails. I know people are some people are here, some people are there. I don't think there's a real consensus on him. Some people are high on him, some people are real low on him. But I think on Aikens, I think everybody's pretty much on the same wavelength. But, I want to know your thoughts. If you're a Texans fan, like, does this situation concern you? I know Farrell Brown is brought up. However you may feel about that. But does the tight end situation concern you at all, with Kahale going back on IR, saying he had a few little injuries or whatever? Like, are you concerned? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let's go ahead and get to the 3rd factor to focus on in this football game. All right, so here's the 3rd thing. Again, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want the freshest flavor in H-Town sports. All sports, only Houston. We got to get coordinated. And so a lot of people were mad. A lot of people were offended or pissed off for some reason. I'm not surprised by what happened with the Chiefs. I don't think you should be either. And don't be surprised at my prediction. I mean, we've already done the season prediction. I'm probably going to be sticking to that until seeing otherwise. But the reason why I feel like this, and I mean, it's common sense, but some of you Texans fans really get irrational with your thinking. You brought in a guy, first year play caller, right? It's easy to see somebody else. It's a different position when you're responsible for it. You guys thought he was just going to knock it out of the park in the very first fucking game. The chances of that were very slim. So not shitting on Tim Kelly. It's going to take a little bit to get into that role. And then you got another first-time guy in Anthony Weaver, who I'm going to reserve my judgments on right now, but I've spoken on some things why I have hope for him, but there's other things that show me I probably shouldn't get my hopes too high, right? Maybe just because it's a new face, maybe something new can come out of it. But getting coordinated, and then you got to think about the special teams. I can't even think of his name, right? The special teams coach that left, and then his protege filling in for him. And if you remember the name, drop that in the comments below, because I definitely forgot. Oops, my bad. But in all three phases of the game, you have somebody new in charge or somebody taking over new responsibilities. Like you have, again, it's all new. So what made you think that all three phases of the game with all new people having responsibilities, they were just going to, all three of them going to knock it out the park? The odds of that are fucking probably astronomically low, right? I don't even know if that's a thing, astronomically low. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. But so, for all of you super hopeful people, be fucking rational, man. And this is why I say, it's nothing wrong with cheering. Be sensible. You get more benefit that way. And what I'm saying is, me staying grounded. If the fucking Texans overachieve, I'm going to celebrate and enjoy all that. But if I get my hopes, they're going to fucking win a Super Bowl with all these new people, a very slim chance. And then you get all sad, y'all get mad. I saw people turning. People who were all, go Texans, #1 Super Bowl, turning after week 1. Stop the nonsense, bro. All new coordinators, a lot of moving new pieces. It's going to take time for all that to gel. I think it's going to take 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks. And then the Texans will hit their stride in the lighter part of the schedule. Y'all chill out, right? So that's going to be impactful this game. Again, going against seasoned guys in the Ravens. We saw what seasoned play callers the Texans had, you want to call it that, last year what happened. So again, give these guys a chance, to get acclimated. Again, no preseason. That's the opportunity that they missed out. You got to understand how much not having a preseason impacted the Texans. It impacted the entire NFL, but so much so on the Texans with all these new pieces, all these new things going on. You're talking about chemistry, again, like I say, just understanding, just a lot of things. So not having those 4 preseason games to, work on play calling, to just get that experience. These guys were thrown into the fire. They're baptized into the fire. So give them a chance. Be fucking reasonable. Stop being a goofball. Y'all know who I'm talking to. I mean, if you're that person, I'm talking to you directly. Let's get to number 2, man. Because, let's just be sensible about it. That's it. Number 2. Come on. So looking at more game focused points, not just so much on the Texans. I think the Ravens are going to be running reckless. Personally, this is just my personal thoughts. I think they are a better running team than the Chiefs. I think that's something we really weren't used to seeing from the Chiefs. They came out and, again, a rookie put up basically 140 yards on you. Led the league in rushing that week. So I don't think the Texans are built to stop the run. I've said over the previous year, we talked about Clowney. Then you go again and get rid of your next best fucking run stopper and Reader. So for a team that loves to try to establish the run so much, I guess they don't believe in defending it. And again, that's a disservice to Anthony Weaver. And that's why I say it's going to take some time with that. And the last point that I was talking about. But nobody went for 100 with the Ravens. But last year when we played the Ravens, right? And that was the last, there's 2 games I talked a bunch of big shit last year. And, y'all always talk about, you're negative on the Texans, Honcho. But the 2 times I bigged the Texans up last year, the Ravens was the first game, right? They got their ass handed to them. And then the Broncos was the second. So now y'all know I don't go over the top. But the Ravens didn't have a 100-yard guy. But they were the first team to put have a 100-yard rusher, if I'm not mistaken, on us last year. So the fact that, you're bringing that core back, and then you got a lot of bodies at the running back position. So, and then let's not Lamar Jackson, right? And we know JJ against mobile quarterbacks is relatively unsuccessful. So if that's the guy you're counting on, hoping to make the plays, I hope he does, but I think it's highly unlikely. And again, if we couldn't stop the rookie and the way that Kansas City's O-line was pushing the Texans off the ball, like it could get real ugly if they don't find a way to stop the run. And again, it could come at you from so many different ways. I think that's going to be the biggest issue that the Texans are going to have to deal with coming up in this game. And I think it's going to be a real test for Anthony Weaver. So, and that defense. I mean, the players on that defense too. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's get into it. Let's get to the number one point. And I appreciate you for staying tuned so far. If you're new to this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure, 6 p.m. weekdays at 6. We go live. Like I said, just had some streaming issues. I don't know what's going on, but I think everything it should be good now. So we should be back on schedule, 6 p.m. Let's get to number one point right now. All right. So the number one point I want to make, and I think this is going to be a very divisive one, and I want to know what you think. Leave some drip in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. The best of the rest. And what I mean by that is, depending on what side you're on, you got many people who think that, Deshaun Watson, especially if you're a Texas fan, Deshaun Watson is the closest rival to Patrick Mahomes. You have Ravens fans who feel like Lamar Jackson is the closest rival to Patrick Mahomes. And although I lean towards the Texas side, I think that Deshaun is a better quarterback overall in the sense of the word quarterback, the term quarterback, the responsibilities of quarterback. I do believe Lamar Jackson is a superior athlete. Lamar Jackson has some skills that, that just can't be duplicated. Same way Patrick has some skills that can't be duplicated. But I think Deshaun Watson is the best combination of all of them. So I think Lamar Jackson has the advantage in this conversation, and I hate to say it. I personally think that had Deshaun Watson been on another team, has other pieces around him, we're not going to get into that. People who have a little bit of say-so in the things that happen around him, I think those are hindering him. But I still think he's the better quarterback. But when you look at it, Lamar has the accolades, the MVP. You had Pat, and then you had Lamar. Well, Deshaun doesn't have that. We can talk about the rookie year and what could have been, forever, but it's over with. I mean, there's no going back and finding out. You got hurt. It is what it is. So I want to know your thoughts. Who do you think is, in second place? And it is what it is, right? Because you're talking about Mahomes, fucking Super Bowl, MVPs, all that. Like, he has everything at such a young age, and he's going to be a Chief forever. So who's fighting for second place? Who's the real rival to Patrick Mahomes? Let me know your thoughts. But when we get to this bonus point, remember, there's always a bonus point at the end. I think this is the biggest advantage that the Texans have in this game, and I don't think they have very many advantages. But we're going to get that bonus point right now. Stay tuned. All right, so real quick before we get in this bonus, y'all lied a little bit. We didn't dive right to the bonus. Make sure you're following Saw Sports HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Saw Sports Facebook group. Go like the page, all that good stuff. All links you need in the description below. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, Honcho ENT, Streamlabs / Saw Sports. And then again, like I said, you can join the Patreon or become a member of the channel. If you want to join the Patreon, that gets you in the Discord at the $5 tier or higher. The higher tiers, you have some special privileges and some other things, rewards that as a part of the channel. And the same thing with the channel membership, Super Saucy tier will get you all the custom emojis, all the cool stuff you get on YouTube, and also get you in the Discord. And again, if you want to be a part of Discord, we watch the games live together. We talk shit together. It's the whole live interaction. It goes down on game day. And like I said, the issue should be fixed a little bit more because I was having some issues last week. But everything should be good to go for Sunday. Make sure you're in there. Let's go ahead and get into this bonus point right now. So, all right. So the bonus point that I want to get into is I told you so. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to rub the Hopkins thing in. You saw it for yourself. Y'all mad saying stupid stuff. Well, I can't wait till he has a game where he doesn't have more yards than all of our receivers combined. I'm going to talk shit about it. It's so fucking dumb. Anyway, in reality, the conversation is tempo. right? The Texans' tempo is an issue. You know, in the last game when they were kind of moving it upbeat, they seemed to execute better. You know, I was sold speed all off season. There's speed, there's so much speed, it's gonna stop. You can't stop this speed. And fucking Kansas City stopped that shit easily. Like, and don't miss me with the final score. We know a lot of that shit was garbage time shit. Like, Kansas City, they negated all that shit. Like, motherfuckers wasn't getting open. You know what I'm saying? That's what was leading to Sean getting sacked. And again, you know, people want to blame him again and whatever it is. It's been the same problem, you know, since he's arrived, right? And I know, you know, people say he lives and dies by the big play. But again, I think it's the scheme that hurts him more than anything. But again, y'all told me all this new stuff, everything was going to change. If you're going to holler speed, why are you playing slow, right? Like, why would you get away from what was working? That's the only advantage you're going to have, I think, against the Ravens, is try to come out, play up tempo, and keep trying to apply pressure. Their defense is good, right? Their defense is better than the Chiefs. So, you know, I don't know what expectations you have. You know, y'all, I'm gonna keep it realistic around here. And as much as I love my Texans, until I see the things that it's gonna take for them to show that they got it together. Again, like I said, I think it's gonna take 4 or 5 weeks. I'll give y'all my prediction on this one on the pregame, but I'm pretty sure you already know which way I'm leaning. The Texans got to come out and they got to have their shit together because they look sloppy. They look like they treated that first game as a preseason game, and they got their ass beat like it was a preseason game. And again, like right now I'm questioning mentality. The chemistry, just some of the shit that you saw, like the subtle shit, you know what I'm saying? Not even necessarily the football stuff, just the way you saw guys kind of interact with each other and the fans, and just in manners that you hadn't seen before. Those things are cautionary tales to me. But here's the deal, man. I appreciate you watching. Hey, you the freshman. Hey, well, I don't know. If you subscribe, you the freshman motherfucking degree more. If you did not subscribe, man, shame on you. Get your ass up out of here. I'm finna end this video on your ass. Sauce Nation. Checking up and do something fuck with you. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy. It's your boy Honcho. I'm out.
Perfect.